Hi everyone, so today I'm going to try and do something a little bit different for me, and I'm going to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit because I have recently decided to start keeping a sketchbook. I have a lovely moleskin sketchbook here and I have opened it up onto 2 blank pages which I'm going to fill with just different marks. I'm going to be playing around with the art materials I have here, which I'll show you in a moment, and I'm going to be just basically experimenting, scribbling and mark making and just layering the different pens and pencils on top of each other and just really having fun and seeing what I can do and whether anything comes of it. It's an experimental exercise that Emma Carlisle recommends. She's a fantastic artist. If you don't know who she is, check her out on Instagram. And she also has a Patreon as well. And she has a sketchbook club. So I've become a member of her sketchbook club recently. And she suggests that you just basically get your sketchbook, get the materials you have to hand, and just play around and have fun with no real objective other than to just experiment. So this is what I'm going to do today. I'll show you the materials first. So we have, actually I'm going to sit down while I do this because I'm standing and it's uncomfortable. So excuse the chair noise. Okay, so here we have Posca paint pens. I've had these for a while and I've rarely used them, so this will be a good opportunity for that. There's a slate grey and a light pink. I have this Japanese fountain pen. That's just a black fountain pen. I just thought that would be nice to do some darker marks if I wanted to. We have this lovely graphite pencil, 2 of these paint marker pens in these lovely kind of muted earthy colours, and then I chose, I have 4 Sharpies here actually. I thought I had 3, I have 4. I decided to choose pink, grey, navy and this gorgeous tealy turquoisey colour, and I have this is like kind of like a felt tip nib, and this is another sort of turquoisey greeny colour. And then the other materials I have are these Faber-Castell Polychromos. Am I pronouncing that correctly, by the way? I don't know, I think I am, but if not, you'll tell me. I have a selection of different coloured pencils. So these are something I've also had for a while because I've been wanting to get into working in a sketchbook and experimenting a bit more with my mark making and different colour palette ideas and so on. But I don't know, I think I got scared and just never used them. And it's such a shame to have these wonderful materials and they're just sitting there in my pencil case and I'm not brave enough to use them. So that's all changed. Today I'm going to just sit down, which is something I never do. I always sit down with an actual painting in mind, and I just plan the painting out on the paper. So I have actually got one over here on the desk. Let me just show you this. So this is what I would usually do. I would get the piece of watercolour paper I'm going to work on, and I would just basically mark out the general composition so that I can see where I want to block in the large areas of colour, and then I work in layers and add the details on afterwards and build it up from there. But I never work from a detailed sketch, and this wasn't sketched out in a sketchbook beforehand. This is just an idea that I've had, and I will just put it down on the paper that I'm going to create the painting on. So I'm not an artist who uses sketchbooks usually. I use a notebook and I will write things down with words rather than pictures. And then I'll go through my notebooks if I want to come up with an idea for that day, and I maybe have just jotted down certain words, or it could be sentences, just any ideas. Sometimes they're titles of paintings, like I think of a really nice title and make the painting around the title. It works in different ways. So the one thing I don't do is tend to sketch in any kind of detail. So I might do like little tiny thumbnail sketches, but that's all, just to try out an idea. But I wanted to start keeping a sketchbook, and I want to experiment more. I want to experiment with different colour palettes. I want to experiment with different materials. I don't really want to change my art style drastically because I'm happy with that. It's taken me years to kind of develop and evolve my style and refine it. So I don't want to change drastically, but I would like to add kind of a little twist to it, or an element that is unexpected. So I think this is a good way of loosening up. So basically today I'll stop waffling and we'll just get on with it. So I'm going to fill these 2 pages with different marks and just have fun doing it. So I'm going to talk to you while I do it. What should we start with? Should we start with something dark? I wonder whether to start with this. Let's get this pen and just, actually I'm going to move those slightly just so I've got a bit more space. Oh, that's a bit loose. Right, so let's see, let's hold it as if I were going to write something, and then we'll just make some lines. I don't want to be too exact here. I'm just going to do that. Right, now if I hold it differently, and this is something that Emma Carlisle said to do in your sketchbook, is to practice holding the pencil or the pen differently. So if I do that, how different are my marks? Well, for a start, that looks kind of thinner, and they're a little bit more uneven because I'm not used to holding the pen like this. It's actually quite pleasurable to do. And we could try just using it on its side like that. We could try maybe doing some little dashes. So we're not doing anything here other than just experimenting with the marks we can make. Okay, I'm going to try something else. So pop that one over there. Shall we let's use this pink Posca pen. I think I have to, let's give it a little shake before we start, and then see what we can do. It's a lovely colour. I notice if I go over it, quite a bit little fibres are coming off, so we won't go over it too much. Let's try one of these pencils now. This is Light Flesh. It looks kind of pale apricot, I would call it. Let's just give it a go. Oh, I'm sorry if this is shaking the camera, by the way. The stand holding the camera is attached to the table. If I move too much, it will shake it. But this is quite nice. If we go lighter, get this lovely variation in tone and shade here. There we go. But if we go over it that way, like, okay. And here as well. Beautiful colour. I love that. Okay, I'm going to try something else. We're going to use, what should we use? I have this copper. There's a metallic pencil. Let's have a go. I don't use metallics in my work very often, but I do like copper and gold. But as for general metallic paints or iridescent paints, I'm not really that into them. But let's have a go. I think this probably won't look like it's shiny on camera. Right, we're just going to have fun. We're going to have fun. Okay, let's try this one. What should we do? Should we go? I would never normally do this in a sketchbook. I mean, when I have had a sketchbook, I always feel intimidated by them. Like, oh no, I don't want to mess up the gorgeous, clean pages. I feel like they have to be, like even in a sketchbook, I kind of feel like the artwork has to be perfect, in inverted commas. I know nothing is ever perfect. Let's just go crazy with the green. Do a little bit over here, try and go over that a little bit, see what that looks like. Maybe we add some little lines here. Yeah, I quite like that. Let's go around here. Gosh, this is like being, this reminds me of like being a child and just scribbling. Oh look, it's mixing in with the fountain pen. And it's smearing it a little bit. Oh, I quite like that. Those of you who know my work well will know that this is so unlike something I would do. So unlike my usual work, which is very precise. Right, okay, should we try this one? Cinnamon. Let's give it a go. Let's just go crazy. I'm sorry, I'm shaking the, oh dear, I am shaking the camera. Sorry, let's just leave it to settle. Okay, I'll try and be a bit more gentle. I think I need to find a different way to mount this camera. It needs to be on something that's beside the table rather than actually attached to the table itself. I mean, it's not so bad when I'm painting, because when I'm painting, I'm kind of doing it very gently. But this, I'm really scribbling. Should we do, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do some lines coming down here. Ooh. Oh, this is nice. I like the colour I get when I press hard with this pencil. Right, try a green. Now this is Earth Green, which is a lovely name. Let's try and just see if we, how well do the pencils layer over each other. Nice. Oh look, that looks good. Emma Carlisle said at the end that you should look at your pages and just pick 3 things that you really like. So whether that's, you know, have something layered over something else, or actually let's try, should we try this paint marker pen? I'm gonna give it a shake. Yeah, so just to see what you like. I can't say I'm overly keen on these paint markers. The Poscas feel much more smooth. This is very scratchy. It's almost like it's running out, and I mean I haven't used them, so we'll try the other colour just to see. Should we do some little, let's do some there. Oh, this is a much nicer one. Look at this. This is going on really well. I don't know why the other one is so scratchy. It's like, you know, when you get a felt tip that's all dried up and has been in your pencil case for 10 years or something. That's what the other one was like. Gosh, I have to tell you, this is so much fun. Even though I know it looks like a great big old mess, it's really fun. I'm just like, I'm going to add everything now. Let's just go for it. Should we do some more lines? Oh, it's got a little, I don't know what that is, something on the end. Right, let's try and add. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do some little, because even when I do like little raindrop marks normally in my work, I try to make each one so precise, and I actually drive myself completely mad sometimes. So I would love to be able to just be a little bit looser. Let's just try and have fun with these marks. I don't have to be perfect. In fact, they're even better if they're not perfect. I'm going to put some smaller ones in there. There we go. Maybe some that look like little, almost like little dots. There we go. Okay, I actually quite like this. What colour do you think I should use next? What shall I do? Should I use the pink Sharpie? Let's see how that differs from the other. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh God, that's a gorgeous shade of pink. Yeah, that's my kind of shade of pink. That's really bright and zingy. Whereas the other one is slightly more lilac-y, which I think could look good. Mixed with maybe greys and Payne's grey and indigos perhaps. I'm just going to fill in up here a little bit. Let's go around there. And do, what other marks could we make? A little bit of, maybe do a little bit of, lots of little lines very close together. And maybe a little bit of cross-hatching at the top. Maybe let's just fill it all in like that. I feel like I should expand onto the other page now. So should we take this pink pen, because I really like this pink pen. So I'm going to move these along a little bit so I can get in here. And let's just do I'm deliberately doing what I'd never normally do, and I'm trying to be not precise. Though you'll probably think I am being quite precise. But for me, this isn't precise. Let's do some more lines coming out there. I really love drawing lines. I find it like it's almost meditative to draw lines and dashes. I'm going to fill that in there. There we go. Maybe should we come out and go along there? I quite like this layering over the top of the pencil. I'm going to tell you what my favourite bits are at the end. We have cold grey. I think this is really pale. Will this show up? Let's go over this green. It makes it look a little bit misty. This could be good for like a sort of misty effect over. Let's try. We've got this darker grey. Let's do that. I'm sorry, I'm really aware that I'm probably shaking the table. I'll tell you what, that Sharpie marker really, really smells strongly. Right. Okay, let's see if I go over. Because this is what I want to learn how to do, is it's like layer colouring, coloured pencils. Ah, I don't know how well that comes out on camera, but it actually gives quite a nice effect. Okay, I don't know how many minutes in we are. I was going to make this a 10-minute video, but I have a feeling it might be a lot longer. Right, I'm going to do some... I'm going to vary the pressure. Let's vary the pressure. So sometimes it's really hard and sometimes it's very soft. So I can hear things rattling on the desk now. If I do it too hard, it really just moves the whole table. And then let's go the other way. Look at those lovely marks. See, I would never normally allow myself to draw like this. Everything would be quite precise. Let's just go crazy. Isn't that what Bob Ross used to say? We're going to go crazy now. This is as crazy as I get, you know. Right. Okay, is there anything I haven't used? I think I've sort of used... Oh yeah, the graphite pencil. I haven't used that, have I? Okay, what can we do with this? Shall we do just some... Let's just scribble. Oh, this is a lovely pencil. Ooh. Yeah, I quite like that. I might do something else over the top of this. In fact, with the... Should we get the... Let's get the navy Sharpie, dark Sharpie, and have a go at doing something over the top of this. Oh, it's smooth when it hits the bit where I put the pencil over the top of that kind of felt pen. It feels really smooth to draw on, which is nice. So I'll do some more little... Maybe some little... I don't like the smell of Sharpies, but they're actually quite nice to draw with. I don't know what these little blobs are. Kind of like a little path or something. Ooh. Something very nice about the sound of pens and pencils on paper. You probably want to hear that more rather than me prattling on, don't you? Should we try a little bit of that one again? Let's just go over the top of some of those. Well, it doesn't have much effect on the Sharpie. Shall we end it there? Do you think this is enough? I mean, I've really enjoyed this. I could just keep going. I'm going to use the Posca pen again and just do. And does the Posca go through the pen? Oh, yeah. Was that the, hang on, no, that was the Sharpie. It was the Sharpie that did that, wasn't it? That pink Sharpie. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh gosh, Sharpies are... By the way, that's my little colour chart. Oh yes, look, it's leaking through. But it's all right because this is my sketchbook and I can do anything in this. This is for experiments. But yeah, look at this. It's really come through. So bear that in mind if you don't want it to seep through to the other side. I would say don't use Sharpies. Actually, the Poscas seem all right. It's the Sharpie that's the culprit. Okay, shall I end it there? What do we think? I think I've managed to do a lot of mark making and I have filled in the 2 pages, kind of. Got a little bit of space up here, but apart from that. Right, the 3 things I really like. These little dots, I really like those. I like the layering of the pencil on pencil, and I think when I have more colours to choose from, it could be really interesting to see what I can do with that. I have an art haul video coming up, by the way. I have put in quite a large Jackson's Art Supplies order, so I'm going to be sharing with you all of the different things I bought, including some new coloured pencils. So I'll be experimenting a bit more with those. So yeah, I like the dots, I like the layering. What else do I like? I like the pen over the pencil as well. So I like the layering of pencil over pencil and I like the pen over the pencil. Yeah, I think that was fun. So there you go. Basically, a few art materials, just things I already had. And there we go. 2 pages filled in with lots of mark making. That was fun.